Okay, Beisel Bros episode 30. Some pretty prolific players here.
For the 30?
Yeah, I would say so. Who are you gonna go with?
I'm gonna go with Curry.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious
on
choice.
Davidson, man.
Oh man,
I think he's like the best college player I've ever watched.
better than Jimmer?
Yeah, way better.
Better than Durant?
Way better. Like, what did Durant do?
He got eliminated in the first round.
He was amazing, but he didn't do anything.
Well, he left,
Just
right?
saying, he's a freshman, right?
Better than Sean May and Tyler Hansbrough. There's a lot of guys, man.
Yeah, you know why? Curry went to the Elite Eight with Davidson. They lost to Kansas by 2. Dude, if he... that last possession, Curry passed it to some white guy and he bricked it. If he hits and they're in the Final Four, who knows? What if they won those last 2 games, man?
You know what? This actually gives me a really great idea. We should do a starting 5 in college history. That would be that's about 10 times more fun. The NBA,
our own. Yes. I'm not going to say fucking Elijah.
No, and you're not going to go Bill Walton.
Yeah,
no, fuck that. I'm just saying, give your favorite. Now I want to switch my top 5. I actually want to take Wemby as my 5 instead of Shaq. He is unfucking.
You know why I don't want to take Wemby yet? Is because he's so skinny. He can't guard fat people. He would get destroyed.
I know, but it's just so fun to watch him just glide like a praying mantis, take 3 steps and dunk it, man.
Well, what was that guy? There was that one NBA analyst. His name's Woj or Woj or some shit. He's like the
Woj.
Yeah. He said, I don't know.
Was though there?
Was is sitting over there?
Yeah, right.
Woj covers the NBA.
Yeah, I couldn't remember his name. Well, Woj.
Yeah,
he's like the Elliot Friedman or
okay.
Bob McKenzie of hockey, whatever you want to call him. But anyways, he said if Wemby and LeBron were in the same draft, he would take Wemby in a heartbeat over LeBron. And everybody's like, that's insane, man. LeBron's he's arguably the best player of all time, right? And this guy's like, no, Wemby is his potential is 10x LeBron's. I was like, really? That's how fucking good this guy's? And you're kind of seeing it, right?
I think he has different skill. He has more skills that Shaq never had, right? He has more shooting capabilities that Shaq never had, but Shaq has more of a physical presence and I know Wemby's just a massive human being, but he's just tall, lanky, and long.
Yeah.
Where Shaq was like a mountain.
Yeah, well, they're complete opposites. Wemby is a point guard playing center, and Shaq was the center of centers. He couldn't shoot mid-range, couldn't shoot a free throw, couldn't shoot a 3, couldn't dribble it up the court. He was just he was an ass to the basket guy. Wemby's they're literally complete.
But that's
opposites.
because the game is changed.
Well, yeah, the game's completely different. There's no sport that has changed more than basketball.
Yeah.
Wemby too is dedicated to the craft, right? Shaq wanted to release albums and stuff like that. Wemby goes and trains with Shaolin monks and shit in the offseason.
Exactly.
When you're that tall and that much of a freak, since you're 8 years old, this guy is dedicated on a level I think that few have been dedicated.
And then that goes back to my Brian Burke style of drafting character over talent.
Yeah.
I would draft virgins, guys who love the sport they're playing instead of guys that want to party. And I just would. I know. Look, I know you can win with guys doing cocaine. I get that. It's been done, but
Dallas Cowboys would like a word.
Yeah, but I personally would draft guys that are working out, that have a wife. They don't have sex. They stay in. They study.
Yeah, Drake May is a good example of that. He's a virgin. It's perfect. He works hard. He already made a Super Bowl.
That's why Mendoza, I think, has a chance to be a really good player.
Yeah, and with Kirk Cousins mentoring him, who is a God-fearing Christian, right? He's not a derelict. He's a great quarterback.
The reason I like Mendoza, it's not because of the talent. It's the attitude.
It's attitude, man. 100%.
That's why I hated Cam Ward. He's a coward, right? As I said. No, I said he is. He's a coward. He quits. That's why I said Jackson Dart's 10 times a player, which he is, like I said. So no one grades the quarterback position better than me. So,
which we'll get to in a hot minute here.
The thing is there are certain guys when the game is over, let's say they're down 31-7 at half, the game's over. Jameis Winston's a great example. He'll play till the fucking. He doesn't care what the score is. He'll keep firing at will.
Yeah, 5 touchdowns, 5 picks, and 400 yards.
That's why I hate Dante Moore. That's why I hate Cam Ward. And that's why I like Mendoza. He'll play till the bitter end.
What do you think about Mendoza not going to the draft?
Yeah, it's kind of weird, right?
When was the last time you saw a number one, like he's a consensus number one overall, who said, I'm going to spend it in Miami with my family?
What?
I'm going to spend it in Miami with my family instead of going to the draft.
He doesn't wear some like bullshit.
Rick,
No, he doesn't wear some bullshit suit and pierce his ears and dye his hair white, blonde, and trying to like out. What's the kids called? Mogging. He doesn't do any of that, man.
Yeah.
Shedeur Sanders took the time to invent a money sign squared trademark and made a little room in his house. Remember that influencer room he made?
Yes.
Right. Okay, and that's
Mendoza's left behind.
Rick,
what's his symbol?
No, but Rick, that pretty much you just like proved my point why I like this guy.
Yeah.
He's gonna just be he's understated when he gives his interview. It's a real interview. I know everybody thought he was AI. Like seriously, nobody thought that was real.
But if he's gonna avoid, like the biggest thing about being number one is getting to walk on the stage and everybody wants to go and hug Roger, and like it's such a part of the community that if you get to do it, you should be privileged in order to do this. Only 30 guys a year get to do it, right? Or 32 guys get
But he doesn't look at it like
Rick,
that.
Look at
but
his
the NFL
mom.
can't like this.
But Rick, his mom's in a wheelchair. He's such a family guy. He's just this virgin. I love this shit.
Exactly. So at what point further down the line during his career will he choose his family again over the game? Or
I don't look at it like that though,
either.
Rick. I disagree completely.
No, honestly, this is just I'm just sparking debate.
No,
here.
I know what you're saying. I disagree. I think it says more about him as a guy who let's call a spade with what we know about him. He seems like one of the most humble, gifted athletes I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the guys out here, you have to remember, we've all been 18 to 29 years old. That's the moronic era for all men.
Yeah.
And
wait, you're supposed to leave that era?
That's the thing, man. Peel don't leave that era though.
okay, most guys that
I'm not going to name names.
I'm naming Rick.
We could name Rick. You know what? Rick is an innovator. I'm not going to get into him. This is a thing. I could name a couple of our buddies, man, who
don't name names.
I'm not going to say anything, but they
look. Most men that work on themselves develop at around 30 years old. That's a fact, and that's because second puberty and the neocortex and this mid-singular angular cortexes all get developed. Right.
I forgot about
right.
that.
So you guys aren't thinking
your
right.
second puberty.
You're not in your senses.
Yeah.
So that's at the end of it. You guys aren't in your senses, man.
That's when your third testicle grows in, Rick.
There's a third one.
Your
coming?
wisdom ball.
I need.
So this is the thing. This guy is so ahead of the curve. I respect the fuck out of him.
Mm-hmm.
He's unbelievably ahead of the curve. I don't mind that he's skipping. I want to see more mature kids come into the league. He's sitting behind the perfect quarterback. Kirk Cousins is a perfect quarterback to sit behind. Loves to stretch the field. He's not afraid. He came to the league.
And they both love God.
They love God, which is a good thing in this situation. It's a great thing to love him. And Kirk Cousins was not this perennial first round pick, man. He's a guy that worked hard.
Yeah.
Did his job. I loved him at Michigan State, but he worked his way up to being that guy. He wasn't a guy that just dominated on talent. So he's a perfect player, man. Perfect player to sit behind. I'm excited for his career. I don't know what he's going to do. I'm not going to make a career projection because I don't know when he's going to start. They may bring in another guy. I doubt it. Yeah. But sitting behind Kirk Cousins is perfection for him, man. Yeah. So I like that he didn't show up. I don't give a fuck, man. I like maturity. I'm turning into that dad that hates Terrell Owens and Randy Moss. I like Juravicious and
Reggie Wayne
and Reggie Wayne, man. A good route runner,
like Wayne Corbett. Why can't you guys be more like Wayne Corbett?
Yeah, like literally,
right?
Yeah.
When was the last time either of those two names were brought up on a podcast in the last?
Who, Juravicious and Corbett?
Dude, Juravicious. You say that, all I can think of is that touchdown he scored on Monday Night Football, where he tips it over top of the defender, turns, catches that. That was Tampa Bay versus I can't remember.
That's why we're gonna be the best NFL show. We're the best at gambling, and we know the most about football. So
there's nothing that's gonna get past us, man. So let's slip in here. I mentioned,
you're more of a Kevin Curtis kind of guy then.
Oh my god!
Oh, yeah, I see where this is going. You're going down that route.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I am. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll say this, okay. We're gonna slide into something that my great 30 was involved in. And I think it's one of the worst things you can do. And I don't want to air
Marty Berder.
Yeah, I don't want to
fucking Marty
look.
Berder.
I don't want to air bad laundry. It's just something that public that happened, and it's okay. We all make horrific choices in life.
Yeah,
so
I've made them.
Yeah, everybody just raised their hand off camera, including me. So I'll say this. What I love about this story is the absolute denial of it. And there's 4 guys sitting in this room that have all had sex with beautiful women, okay? And the lies that this guy's telling it's some of my favorite lies I've ever heard my entire life. And this is gonna sound mean, but I'm just being real. His wife, no offense, she's not the most attractive lady I've ever seen, okay? And his alleged mistress she's pretty milfy. I'm just gonna be polite about this. You know, I want to stay with between the lines here, right? She's extremely milfy. Never yells at him.
Like milfier than like Stifler's mom.
Stifler's mom is like one of those like big titted MILFs. Okay, so I need to say between the lines a bit here. She's one of those classy, fit. Okay, quit barking. She's one of those classy, fit women. And it's just so funny. The guy was caught red-handed. Her husband hired a private detective to take these photos. And he's like, man, we're just friends, dude. Yeah, we were just embracing because we saw these swans fly over. And, it's like, yeah, man, you didn't
swans.
Yeah, you didn't put her in a pretzel last night, buddy.
We're just a couple of platonic friends.
I'm serious. She was
watching the most romantic bird, the swan.
Right. I'm serious, you guys. She was pretzeled so horrifically. Pretzeled. In so many magnificent positions. You guys couldn't even imagine the position she was put in.
Missionary?
Brought to you by Coolbet.
Both positions, lights on and lights off.
Yes. Okay. So, look.
She let him crack.
Look, okay. Let's keep between the lines. Rick, Wanye, Randy. The over-under on how...
100.
How many times has he put her in these magnificent pretzel-like positions? And it's over 4.5 times per trip because they've been on many excursions. What is the amount of times? He's 52 years old. He's 52 years old and still works out. That's the only information I can give you.
The only thing I'll say is like she talks. She like is so condescending of her husband, not to get like mature.
So bad about it.
It's you know, I've and I'll say this, I've met a lot of women and men in my life that talk like that about their partners, and they always end up divorced or not together.
Of course.
But I think this is gonna go way off topic. I think when you're created by whoever, by
the source.
Yeah.
Mendoza.
Yeah, by whoever, like I think you're almost like there's certain people you share a lot of traits with because your like avatar is like them.
Yeah.
And I think there's certain people that don't ever, they should never be married. It's a certain like gene type. I've met a shitload of people like this. They'll never be satisfied. They're either sex addicts or whatever it is with them. She's one of those chicks. That's just a nightmare. She'll never be married. If you do marry her, it's going to be a fucking nightmare. And I've met lots of people like this. I just think she's like that. The way she talks to her husband is like unbelievable.
She called him average.
Yeah, like
she's like, I don't talk about my husband at all because he's average. I wouldn't like. Yeah, like
hey, but we're on this all inclusive in Arizona, adults only, no pets.
Swans everywhere.
Yeah, no pets.
Swans flying over.
Look,
doves.
Come on, man. Look, dude, like we're most of us are in relationships here. Could you imagine holding hands, walking over a bridge that was designed by Magellan himself? Yeah, like, Magellan fucking built this bridge, okay? And that's who you're walking. Like, have you seen the photos?
Oh yeah.
Man?
If you
but
stop,
the guy's like, it's preposterous.
Yes.
I was like, man, come on, it's okay.
If you stopped a random woman walking down the street in front of our building in Canada here and took her to that pond, and you watched beautiful trumpeter swans land, you'll be in love with each other within 15 minutes,
man.
Even if you had no history.
I know.
And then when she's all pretzeled up in these with those like back dimples, it's over, man.
So here's how it goes,
right, Rick?
You get to the hotel. You get to the hotel. That's a pretzel.
Okay.
Then you go out for dinner because you got to be out in public and get back from dinner. Pretzeling.
Yeah.
midnight pretzel, like during sleep, probably.
Not,
you're so happy not to have your
wake up
wife
at 3
calling you
a.m. and just press yourself.
Like Chris Brown. Like,
he's an old
that's
dude.
what Chris Brown usually
He's
does.
an old dude. He's going to wake up throughout the night.
And then
yeah, exactly.
He's at that tipping
bladder,
point.
dude.
Yeah.
All right, so we're in a unanimous decision over. It's minus 1,000. You guys are willing to put 10 grand to get 1,000 back since it's a gambling
It's
show.
4 a day. 4 pretzels a day.
Okay,
I'd say
well
4.
over. Okay, well that's the way life goes, I
That's
guess.
why he doesn't have to do cardio.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, he's ready for the season to block all his D-line.
That's a guy who looks to me who all he wants to do in the gym is lift weights, right? But at that age, you need to get some cardio in. Burn because he probably has a bit of a sweet tooth. Probably a bit of a big eater, so you got to work off a couple of those extra pounds. How are you going to work off those pounds? You getting some cardio
with boom ding.
Yeah, exactly.
Remember the Undertaker? Yeah.
It's probably so much better for his psychology to have somebody who's interested in pretzeling him.
Yeah.
Than to have some jerk calling him average and all this awful shit.
That's awful stuff, man, to be saying that. But you know what? Randy's correct. He's one of the greatest psychologists in the world. I'm dead serious.
Yeah,
and
he's such a good
huge
poker player. Do you guys play poker? They'd never invite me, seriously. In fact, once we get all those deals done, send me there to Vegas with some poker money. I guarantee I come back rich. Like,
perfect.
Yeah, because I'm like, my nickname is the Terminator in poker because I scan you and just like fucking rape you. So like, cut that out. We'll cut that out.
Okay, Rick, let's move on. We've dabbled too much in the sexual nature of this show. So
somebody out there has to cover it. TMZ's not willing to cover it. I don't think McAfee's willing to cover
the
it.
NFL's flexing to keep this story out of the zeitgeist.
Exactly. Yeah. So somebody has to do it. So this journalistic show right here in front of you that are on your ears right now, we will take the opportunity. We will do the hard thing, and we will talk about it.
Exactly, man.
Yeah, you know, we're all realists on this show. We've been around the block, you know, and you know, it's just, I found it fun. I just found it amusing that he's like, we're just friends, essentially.
Well, the average age just shows like 41. So
it's a perfect age.
We know shit. Like.
Okay, Rick, let's move on. Let's move on to the draft, Randy. I'm going to name you because Randy had called Jackson Dart as being the head and shoulders best quarterback of last year, which he aced. He usually aces this category. He hates a lot of these guys, but which is great because it's good for TV. I'm going to name you the quarterbacks in this draft.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to go past 8. Because there's a lot of guys like my favorite is Diego Paiva by a country mile.
Yeah.
Will he be drafted maybe very late? He's not going to be relevant.
He has CFL written all over him.
I know he does because he's perfect. He's 5'10". He's really fast. He's a good runner.
And he's a gamer.
He's a gamer, man. I'm going to give you the list here.
Okay.
It's a top 8 guys that actually have a chance to play, right? You tell me, because again, you aced Dart last year. You tell me who's the best guys. You could take 1 to 8. I don't care. Mendoza's number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, Ty Simpson.
Yeah.
Garrett Nussmeier is as LSU.
Mm-hmm.
Carson Beck is 4th. Talon Green, 5th.
Yeah.
Drew Aller, 6th. Cade Klubnik, 7. Cole Payton, 8. Well, if you could look, you can do whatever you want. This is who's the best quarterback out of this draft class. Career, not 1 year.
Unfortunately, it's going to be a boring answer to be Mendoza, like we've talked on the show.
Okay.
Him not going to the draft, like we've talked about Burke and the character shit. I like virgins. I like guys who love God. I mean, yeah. Not sexually. You know what's crazy?
Russell Wilson?
What about him?
You like that guy?
Like as a person or a football player?
Football player.
Yeah.
He's one of the best quarterbacks of all time.
One of the best players ever, man.
Literally.
Like, in my opinion.
He's probably a top 15 quarterback of all time.
Yeah, I would say Russ is a top 20 quarterback ever.
Yeah, probably top 20, yeah.
Of all time?
Oh, yeah. 100%. Yeah.
I mean, he was the best. I mean, he was a top.
Look, we could narrow the list down. He's going to fall around 20.
People are always going to say they're going to discount what he did because of the Legion of Boom and all this bullshit. And he had Marshawn Lynch and all that. But like, you know, like if they don't call one of the worst play calls in the history of sports. In fact, it is the worst play call in the history of sports. You know, they win 2 Super Bowls. No, they beat Brady. I mean, he's in that.
And he's the MVP.
And this thing, he's not playing against the quarterbacks now who all suck. Like Josh Allen's the best quarterback. That's brutal. Like he was playing with all the good guys, man. Brady, Manning, Breeze, Big Ben, all the best guys, right? and he was right there with all
absolutely.
of them.
He's absolute super.
Russ, as back to the point, I think I like Taylon Green up. I think he's just going to play tight end. Nobody
so Taylon Green's off the board because he might not even play quarterback. Yeah. Out of the other 6 guys, who's the best player? I'm going to name again: Ty Simpson.
Yeah,
Nas.
I honestly would say Klubnik. I know he had a horrible year this year with Clemson,
but you think the upside on Klubnik?
I just think he has enough. He's size and arm. He kind of reminds me of Andrew Luck. Well, obviously way shittier, but he kind of reminds me a little bit of Drake May too.
Okay. Again, what matters the most, or maybe not the most, but a significant amount is where they actually go. What offense they playing in.
And the thing too is, like I've said too, like Arch Manning and the kid from Ole Miss.
That's your 2. But that's for next year, right?
The best 2 quarterbacks aren't even in the draft.
If you had to rate out of the last, you've been following the draft price since let's just say 2005.
Yeah,
the year Manning and Roethlisberger, those guys came into the league.
Yeah.
Is this the worst QB draft class of the last 25 years? Think about it for about 10 seconds, 30 seconds, whatever you need. Because you got to remember, think about the Sam Bradford draft class. There's usually
Sam Bradford's 100 times better than these
okay,
guys.
so if he's going to be better than these guys, other than Mendoza, is this one of the weakest classes ever?
It is, yeah.
Is it the number 1 weakest ever? I mean, we'd have to really dissect it off the top of your head.
I think Dart saved last year's draft a lot. That one was fucking weak too.
Yeah,
but this is all the shit we've talked on the show for the last couple months is how bad football has gotten. Right?
Yes, totally.
So, I mean, and it's science. The kids aren't playing football at the same rate anymore, man.
No,
that's why the NBA is so crazy, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what you think about that, but
I think it's just a product of the system. I think like what we've talked about, like what great quarterbacks and great quarterback analysts have said, they don't teach the game the same way.
Like I'm just saying, like if you look at like how popular basketball is with kids, and parents are looking at concussions and all that kind of stuff with football, it's not going to be
the athletes. The athletes aren't there anymore.
But I'm not trying to say like 90s and we love obviously the old basketball, but like I was watching like Nets Raptors in 96, like Derek Coleman is New Jersey's.
And he scores 13
but
a game.
But he can't do anything.
I know.
He's 6'10", fat, can't shoot. It's that's the best player on your team.
I mean, whereas Antonio Davis made an all-star team scoring 12
but that's
and
what I'm
10.
saying. Every guy in the NBA can shoot now. Everybody shoots threes. Yeah. Everybody can dribble. Yeah. Like, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Football is going to go down. Basketball is going to go up. It's just it's because it's the way of the world, man.
Well, I mean, look at hockey. I mean, like you look at a guy like Gretzky as an example. He didn't play against Russians, right? There was no Russians in the NHL and late in his career, right? Yeah. He didn't. He just played against Americans and Canadians. There was Boring, Salming, and one guy would come over.
Sisters.
I'm not taking away from Gretzky. I'm not. But now the best players from look at the last first round picks. Heischier, Swiss. Yeah. Draisaitl wasn't first overall, but look, Draisaitl's in there. Kucherov's in there. It's an international game.
Hold on, I want to ask Rick and Wadney this because I had this. I was at the Stampede and. I was with all these old, like they're like your guys' age from Calgary, okay? And no, they're old enough that they've watched Glinski, okay? And my argument was, I said if Wayne Gretzky played right now in his prime, he would have the same amount of points pretty much as McDavid. And they said that I was retarded. And
because if Gretzky played right now, he'd have the same type of technology on his feet, same type of technology stick. He would train a lot differently. If you took Gretzky and dropped him, if you take Gretzky's skill set, dropped him to today, with today's training, what Gretzky would be doing, what he would surround himself with, he would still be run away the best player in the league, in the world.
Me too. I couldn't, and this is how I stumped them in a way because they still tried to like fight me. Obviously, I said when Lemieux came back in 2004. When did Lemieux come back? 03?
Sidney Crosby's draft year.
05. This is the thing. Lemieux came back in 2000. And he led the NHL in scoring.
I think it was 02 if I'm correct.
Back from cancer?
Yes.
So like this is the example though.
Yeah.
If Lemieux was ripping it up in the 90s, and he played when Gretzky played.
Yes,
like he came into the league in the 80s.
Yeah.
And Gretzky had 80 points his last season. Why the hell wouldn't he do that now?
No,
but I was like, are you guys
all in agreement?
I know. I just thought I was like shocked by.
And
how
I wasn't taking Rick. When was Lemieux's return season? I was gonna make a point, but
93.
No. When did he come back from cancer? As an old man, he's 36 years old.
Yeah,
he missed 2 years.
He came back like in '93 is when he came back from and he came back and led the league in scoring.
But in 2000, when 2000, Rick, he against Toronto, he had like 2 goals.
He averaged 1.8 points per game. It's the most unbelievable season almost in NHL history.
And that was like dead puck era, borderline.
Yeah.
No, dude, I think Gretz have more points than McDavid. I actually think that.
December 27, 2000.
Yeah, 2000. Yeah. So
what would Gretzky's commitment to fitness in that be? Like back in the day,
honestly even think if he was smoking cigarettes, I still think he'd have 130 points. He was that smart, and his vision he's like the way better version of the Sedins. That's who he reminds me of. But he doesn't have a twin. But like the Sedins were like that. The passing was just like next level, man. I know they had a clone.
No, but he's very special.
It's his IQ.
It's his IQ. Look, I'll just say this. He was scoring 60 to 70 points more than the next guy. Now you see a McDavid who is a similar talent to Gretzky, and he's beating out Kucherov by 5 points a year, right? So now, did he beat out guys by a little bit more last year? But I'm just saying that gap of Gretzky not playing against whoever it was, who's the guy, Bobby Clark / that guy, the ankle.
Karlamov?
There was none of those guys, man. Yeah. I'm just saying it was a little weaker. Now, here's my point about the NBA, even though we're talking about fucking college football. the MVP is from Cameroon, then he's from Greece, then he's from Serbia, then he's from Serbia again, then he's from Canada. That's the difference, man.
Yeah.
There was none of those guys. And the funny part about, you look at the NBA when Kobe had to come save LeBron's ass. You look at the NBA when Carter dunked over the French guy in 2000 in Sydney. It's the same shit. They would go to war with Argentina. The problem is those guys don't play in the NBA. They go to war with Spain. They don't play in the NBA. Mm-hmm. Now the league is very open. It's an open border, and the Americans have gotten worse at basketball. I have a theory. I'm not going to disclose it because it's too controversial. Estimation from my detailed research, the best bet, pre-game bet in all of sports betting, and that is the betting the first 3 innings of a baseball game. It's 1.5 times through a lineup.
Yeah.
Specifically taking the under. If you look at analytics, the third time around the lineup, if the starter's still in the game, is where all the damage gets done. He's tired. They've seen him 3 times. And now they're waiting on something they've seen and they've liked. It's just baseball IQ. Yeah. The first 3 innings, seeing the guy the first time, and the bet. This is my 2 favorite bets. And the crazy thing is, the sponsor of this show is the only place I've ever found this bet, which is fucking amazing for Coolbet and us. So it's the first 3 innings of a rookie pitcher. The success, because the over-under on a rookie, let's take a rookie for the Marlins. I'm not going to name anybody's name. Weathers. He's like a new pitcher. This is a name him.
Yeah.
He's going to play a bunch of guys that have never seen him. And the success rate of the first 3 innings is like exponentially higher than it is for the first 5. When a guy like Ohtani, the great hitters of the game, whoever, Jose Ramirez, whatever, whoever, you can pick your poison. There's lots of guys. Luis Ariz, I think Ariz is the best hitter in baseball, in my opinion.
Yeah.
When they see a guy for the first time, they don't have success. It doesn't matter how bad the guy's. He may end up the season with a 7.8 ERA. Those first 3 innings of his debut are usually successful, and the line doesn't adjust. The line still be 9.5 because he's a rookie bum. but you get those lines like 3.5 runs of first strings. That is the gold standard bet of sports betting right now. And the craziest part is you can only bet on Coolbet. I don't know why.
Well, everybody needs to go sign up for EPH, and we'll have all those plays in there. Guys. So like that, this is a very important.
This is a very important segment of the show. It's the most profitable pregame bet that I've ever seen in my entire life. It's still a slight advantage that you can take advantage of.
And you can go on Coolbet, sign up.
It's the only place you can bet.
And what else are you betting on right now? A little bit of NBA and maybe NHL,
golf.
But it's honestly it's baseball season.
Yeah, so look for that, and you can only bet that on Coolbet, which is crazy. And to stay on the Coolbet track. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but that parlay has been bet down to -145. And what the parlay was is Finn Balor, Jacob Fatu, and Gunther to win at WrestleMania. It was +120. Now it's -145. I would rate this at like a -300. So you guys should just go unload on it. Again, you can only find on Coolbet. If you go to Canada, if you go to exclusive, then click Canada. Our podcast will be there. I would at least put 100 on it.
Yeah.
You can go to Subway with your girlfriend after.
Yeah, what Subway costs like $70 for 2 sandwiches now?
Pretty much. Yeah, with inflation.
If you go to exclusive, you guys actually pop up. You click exclusive at the bottom of the list. There it is, the Beisel Brothers boost.
Perfect. So it's been bet down because the value is so ridiculous.
Right now it's -145.
And again, according to my sources, this is a guarantee. So you might as well pound it.
You like talk to Triple H or what?
Exactly. I talked to Paul. Yeah.
I was gonna say, do you call him Triple H or do you call him Paul?
Paul, yeah.
Okay, just checking. I want to,
yeah, so me and Paul had a discussion. You know how hard they push Gunther, right? And this is not going to change. And, Randy's favorite athlete, the custody of Dominic, is going to be completely dominated by his rival.
That's the great. So. How good was that storyline, Rick?
They've done a great job with it. Man, when you just look at Dominic, though, it is so hard to assume that he's Ray's son and not Eddie's. Like he looks so much like Eddie's, twice the height of Ray.
Well, maybe he pulled a Broder and a Vrabel. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
You never know, right? So
but the custody of Dominic. I mean, remember when Matt Hardy called Edge by his real name?
Yeah. What's his real name?
He's like Adam, right?
Adam Coleman or something.
And he's like Lita, Copeland. You whore.
No, Amy. He called her Amy.
Yeah, he did. He called her. Yeah. No, he used her real name.
That 100%. Was the most real shit, Rick. Dude, when he popped to the crowd that cage match and they started going, I was like, hey, I'd get to witness a real fight, man. It was fucking incredible.
Okay, so I watched something the other day. Yeah. It was on Twitter. And Maven, you guys remember Maven?
Of course, yeah, of course.
So he had a skit where he was making out with Tori Wilson.
Okay.
And Tori Wilson's husband was
Billy Kidman.
Billy Kidman, thank you.
Yeah.
So as this is happening, they're making out, but on the backside of the camera is Billy Kidman. Wow. So Maven's like, we had to do this. We had 3 takes. And every time after they stopped, cut, Billy Kidman would go, how does my dick taste? All 3 fucking times.
Oh man,
I love Billy Kidman, man. I like those little high flyers.
Cope with what's going on the camera, right?
Yeah, it'd be hard to see your girl if she was Tori Wilson.
Look, how did Kidman go from Ravens flock in WCW to marrying Tori Wilson? That's a hell of a move, bro.
It was, yeah. But I love Billy Kidman, man. Yeah. Remember Paul London? I loved all those guys. Those
little guys,
the little high flyers.
Weights,
it was fun to watch.
Yeah.
But anyways, I think the takeaway from this show is, it's we're all sexual beings, and
okay, where are you going with this?
Is that the title of this episode?
Yeah. Sexual beings brought to you by Coolbet. Brought to you by Marty Broder's Choices.
You know what? We all make mistakes, you guys. Not Wanye per se as much, but maybe the rest of us in this room. And
I don't think Rick makes mistakes.
Oh, buddy, I'm full of them.
Okay. You can just tell
I've made 4 mistakes since I got here today.
I've made ridiculous mistakes the last
Look, so that's what I'm trying to say. Look, for the guys that are on what we're talking about, I don't like talking about other men and their mistakes, but it's a hot topic. It's okay, Vrabel. I know you pretzeled her. That's okay. Broder, it's okay to pretzel your wife's brother's wife. I mean, that's about as, that's
wife's
it's
brothers.
Seriously, it is. Yeah. It's the worst thing you can possibly do is what he did.
Wouldn't the wife's sister be worse?
Yeah, it's
no,
what?
Because you've ruined more than one family.
What about the mother-in-law?
Hold on, let's close this show on what's the worst. This is my opinion. If it would be like me and his and Randy's girlfriend. That's as bad as it gets, man. It doesn't get worse. Her mom is better than that. It's bad as it gets, and this is why. Your brother's wife. That would be like, so if you had a sister, it's her. Jeez. Okay, let me get this right. It's the sister's brother's wife. So it's your sibling's spouse. It doesn't get worse, man. That's as bad as it gets. It doesn't get worse.
Guys, you guys are sick. You got to think of something better than
that. The silence is it's ticking. What is worse than that?
Converting your father-in-law to the dark side? But I thought he was straight the whole time.
This guy watches way too much.
That's your porn brain, man.
Yeah.
That's your porn brain.
That is not my porn brain.
No, but I hate when people say that.
Okay, hold on. Let's stay on track. What's worse than it to close this off? Seriously, man.
Yeah, it's a whole bowl of bad. Like, just stay out of the family relations.
Yeah.
There's your brother, right? You want to get away from the wife, you want to find someone else. There's a lot of other women out there. Stay away from the family, bro.
You're a millionaire and you're like the best goalie in the league, bro. Come on, go to Montreal, speak some French.
Look, when you get horned up, you see red. That's how we're going to close this show off. I'm just going to say this.
Yeah.
Coolbet has the best three. Oh, I know we're like unserious. We're also very serious sports bettors. They have the most unique line in all of sports betting with the best juice,
which makes a big difference.
So look out for those plays going forward. You can only bet them there, and please bet the Wrestlemania parlay. These guys are giving you ridiculous juice, man. They're giving you ridiculous
gave you the answers,
value.
right?
Yes, Paul called me and he said, man, Jakob fought to by submission. Let's go. Like it's that simple. Anyways, make your account, move on. Try and not be horned up, and have a nice, clear mind.
Yeah.
Try
Saturday.
All right, take care, guys.